What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to talk about this stimulus refund, and the Speaker of the House, he has spoken up about this, and so that's what we're going to focus on in this video. Let me show you the headline here, and this is coming from the Daily Beast, and it says, Mike Johnson pours cold water on Trump's DOGE refund idea. And so you have the Speaker of the House now saying, I don't think this is going to be a good idea. And so we're going to talk about this in this video, but first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video, and if you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the key points of this article. Now, I want you guys in the comments to let me know how you feel about this. Do you think there should be a refund check? Do you think we should take all of that money and pay down our national debt? So let me know in the comments below. But let's take a look at this article. So the first part, and so here's a quote coming from Speaker Johnson. It says, we have a giant deficit that we're contending with. I think we need to pay down the credit card, right? And so basically what he's saying is we run up the credit card and we need to take care of paying that. We can't pay the minimum balance and then still keep spending is basically what I'm gathering from the information that he put out there. And does he have a point? Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about that. And so now that we're seeing the speaker say this, is this going to mean that we're not going to see this refund check? Because Congress, they hold the purse. They carry the purse. They determine where the money is going to be spent. And in situations like this, you've had Congress that they weighed in. They've actually allocated money to go to these different agencies. And so some of the savings that we're seeing, that was Congress is the one that initiated the money going to those places. And so it'd just be like if I said, you know what, I want my money to go to a certain area, and then we find out that there was some fraud and abuse in that situation. Well, that money will be refunded, but it gets refunded to me. So in this situation, Congress has allocated money to different areas, and let's say they found fraud and abuse and wasteful spending. That money would go back to Congress, and then Congress would have to determine what are they going to do with that money. And so it's unclear if President Trump is just going to say, you know what, we're not sending that money back to Congress. We're just going to go ahead and send that money to the American people. Okay, so that's what we don't understand. And then if the president did something like that, is that unconstitutional? And we have a balanced government system where the president can't just do anything that they want to do, and Congress can't just do anything that they want to do. They have to work together. And so this is going to be something that they're going to be talking about in the future. And so then Speaker Johnson said, the time isn't right. It's not right for us to be sending this right now. And then he also said that, I mean, politically, that would be great for us. And so he's acknowledging the fact that if we did something like this, it would be great. And also think about this. Think about the timeline. Elon Musk has until July of 2026 to find this waste, fraud, and abuse. And so at that time, what are we going to be hearing about? Midterm elections. And it's going to be in full swing in July. And so this could be something, if we see some type of refund check, this refund checks can start coming out right before the election, right before the midterm election. So the fact that Speaker Johnson is saying, yes, you know, it would be great. It would actually be great for us, but I just don't think it's something that we would be doing. Now, in the future, he could receive some pressure from President Trump as far as, look, you need to do this. I said that I think it's a good idea. You're going to need to move forward and try to implement this. And so you're going to have some politicians that will be on board for this. They'll think it's a good idea, but then you'll also have some politicians, just like Speaker Johnson, that'll say this is not the right thing to do. Fiscally, it doesn't make sense. We should be paying down our debt with that money. And some politicians, their whole focus is paying down our debt. And so it would look a little strange to say, well, we want to pay down our debt, but we're also going to provide this stimulus to the American people. And this is exactly what the speaker is saying here. He says, got everybody's attention, so meaning the stimulus refund got everybody's attention. If you think about our core principles, right? Fiscal responsibility is what we do as conservatives. And then he went on to say the savings from Musk's slashing of government programs and firing of federal workers should be used to pay down the national debt. And so we're seeing an interesting thing develop here. Okay, there's a little bit of a split when it comes to the speaker and the president, as well as Elon Musk. Elon Musk, the president, thinks this would be a good idea. The speaker is saying that he doesn't think it would be a good idea right now. And so just to give you a quick update, if you guys don't know what's going on, Elon Musk, he floated the idea of having this dividend, this stimulus refund, go out to the American people. So the goal is to save $2 trillion in spending right now. So that's what Elon Musk is trying to do. And the plan at that point would be to take $400 billion and provide a refund to the American taxpayers. So households, $5,000 per household is what they're estimating it would be right now. And so roughly that's 20% of the $2 trillion. So 20% would go to the American people. And then it's unclear exactly if 80% would go to pay down debt or if 20% more would go to pay down debt and then the other 60% would go somewhere else. It's unclear. But what is clear is that 20% would go to the American people and then the rest would go to do other things. Now, the other thing that we need to look at is reconciliation bill. So the Speaker Johnson right now, they're working on this reconciliation bill. Both the House and the Senate are working on this. And so they have different versions. Right now, President Trump is on board with the House's version, and that will have spending in it as well. And it looks like if they do the tax cuts that they want to do, that will cost the taxpayers about $4 trillion, I think like $4.7 trillion, which is interesting in itself because you're going to spend trillions for tax cuts, but you're only going to be able to save ultimately, if everything works out, $2 trillion by July of 2026. And so you're still not going to be saving as much as you're going to be spending in the reconciliation bill. And that's just the tax cuts. Now you have some other areas where they'll be spending money. And so I don't know what's going to happen, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention when it comes to Speaker Johnson. It doesn't sound like right now he's on board. Now that could change. Okay, we looked at stimulus checks back, a couple of years ago when they were giving out stimulus checks. You had some politicians that were on board, then they were off board, then they were back on board. And so that happens. And I'm telling you, if we're looking, let's just say, fast forward to this time next year, we might have some politicians that will look at this and say, you know what, we're probably going to have to provide some type of stimulus refund because the American people want it first. And we have talked about this for a year now, and if we don't deliver, that could mean our jobs come November. So you're going to have some politicians that are going to look at it that way. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think politicians should be pressured to represent the American people and give the American people what they want. So I want to know what you guys think. So let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.